Good morning, everyone. We started yesterday with how to mount and unmount the file system in the Linux. So if you want to mount, we make use of mount command. And if you want to unmount, we make use of umount command. When I mount, that means those files and folders are accessible to me on my system. And when I unmount it, that means they are no more going to allow me to access those files and folders. So the command used for mount is $mount, and you directly give the mount point. Mount point is nothing but the path or the drives or the directories where you want to access the folder. Then if you want to unmount, we make use of command called as umount. So either you give a direct path, or if you give only the directory name or only the file name, it will remove the access from that particular file system to the user. Then we had seen what is printing and what are the components of printing and what are the commands that are used for printing. So we have two devices in the printing system. One is the printer device itself. Second is we require a file which we give to the printer for printing. And then we have a software program which is called as spooler. What is the function of that spooler? It will be managing all the printing files which are given by the user to the printer for printing. Okay. Then we had seen what are the different commands. We had also seen what is print queue. Now print queue and your spooler works together. So your print queue maintains the list of all the documents that are given to the printer for printing. It will also specify which are the documents that have completed the printing, which are the documents which are currently printing, and what are the documents that are pending to be printed. Along with that, we also get to know the name of the document which is printed, what is the status, whether it is completed, whether it is in process, or if it is deleted or it is pending, who is the owner. So if you have logged in into a system by the username, and if you are having only one dedicated printer with one computer, you will find for all the document a common owner. But if your printer is shared on a network, your owner keeps on changing because your printer is shared over the network. So anywhere, any person from any computer on the network can give the command of printing on that particular printer. Then we also come to know how many pages are printed. We also get to know what is the size of the file which is submitted to the printer for printing. Then once the document is submitted, we get to know what is the date and the timestamp of that document, at that what time the document was given and at what date was the document given for printing. And last, we also know what is the port of the printer. So you'll have nowadays as USB only, but if you are using dot matrix, you will get a D type printer connector or a D type port for that printer. Then we had seen the command. Before that, we had seen a file or a command called as /etc/printcap. What is this command going to do is, if I have the printer shared on my network, and it will maintain a database which will describe all the printers that are connected on the network. Okay. Then we had seen the command called as LP command, which allows us to do the line printing of the document on the printer. So if I want to print any document, I make use of a command LP and specify the path of the file. So when I give this command LP/etc/password, what is it going to do? It will be printing this password file which is inside the etc directory. And how it will be printed? It will be printed with this help of the LP command, that is line printer. Now, when I specify -d over here, or when I specify option D, whatever I write next to it is nothing but the name of a particular printer, and followed to it is the file which is going to get printed on that particular folder. Now you have two different commands where you can stop the printing at a particular position, and you can resume back the printing from that same position. So to do that, you make use of a command called as hold and resume with an option called as -h. Okay. So when I say LP -I sales -h hold, which means what? It is going to hold the printing of this document from whichever point it has reached, or on whichever line it has reached. And if you want to resume it from the same line, you simply have to replace this command hold from resume. So it will start printing from the point it had stopped printing, or it had paused the printing. Then we had seen the command called as LPQ, where Q stands the printer queue tells about the printer queue status. Now we use this command with two different options. The first option is A and the second option is -L. Now what is this A? A is used to print or list all the files that are there to the printer for printing. So we call those files as nothing but the job. So if I've given 10 documents to the printer for printing, and then when I execute LPQ-A, it will give me the name of all those 10 documents which are submitted to the printer for printing. But if I want to know more detailed information about all those files, that at what time it was given, who was the owner, what is the size, how many pages are there, if I want to know this information, I have to make use of a command called as LPQ-L. So what it will do, it will give me the name of all the 10 files. Along with that, it will also give me an extra information at what date it was given, what was the time of printing, what is the status of printing, who is the owner, how many pages are there, what is the size. All this information will be given. So LPQ can be used with these two options. Then we had seen LPRM, where LP is line printing, and RM is to remove the particular job from the printing. So if I want to cancel the print job, I make use of this LPRM command. Cancel means to delete that particular document from printing. So when I say only LPRM, what it is going to do is it will remove all the jobs or all the files that are given to that printer for printing. So either you make use of LPRM or you make use of LPRM-all. What is this both command going to do? Or it will delete all the 10 files from the printer for printing. Whichever have completed the printing, it will not stop them, or it will not delete them because they have already completed the printing. But whatever files are remaining, all those files will be removed. But if I tell what is a specific file name, it will only remove that file name and it will not touch any of the other files in the system. So when I say LPRM file 9, which means what? It will remove only file number 9 from the print job, whereas it will print all the other from 1 to 8 and 10. Okay. Now we'll be seeing what are the different options of your LPRM. Okay. We had seen up till here. Today we'll continue with the remaining options of LPRM. That is how to remove or delete a particular file which has been already given to the system for printing. So when I say LPRM-P MyDest 385. So what is this MyDest? It is nothing but the name of a printer. And what is this 385? It is nothing but the ID, or it is nothing but the file name which is given to the system for printing. So when I say this LPRM-P MyDest 385, what it will do, it will remove the file 385 which is submitted to the printer name called as MyDest. So if I want to remove a particular file with a printer name, I have to make use of this command. Okay, so LPRM will remove this. MyDest is nothing but the printer name, followed to which is nothing but the file name. So it is going to remove the file 385 which is there on the printer MyDest. Okay, but if you have only one printer and if you directly give LPRM-P 385, it will remove only that file. Why? Because it is assumed that there is only one printer to the system. But if there are multiple printers connected, or if it is a network kind of situation, and then if you use the printer name, it will remove that file only from that particular printer name. Now, if I want to remove all of user John's job in the spool Q1. Now, what is the spool Q1? It is spool Q1 is nothing but the printer again with the name 1, which is allowing me to remove all the files which has given by the user John for printing. So if I want to do this, what I'm supposed to write is LPRM-P1 John. So what is this? This John is not a file name. It is the user name. What is happening? This user has logged in into the system and is connected to a printer with name as 1. So whatever files this John has given for printing on printer 1 will be removed. So if John has given 2 files on the printer name as 1, both the files will be removed when I execute this command. Okay. So when I want all the files to be removed of one particular user on particular printer, I have to use this command where I do not have to specify the file name. Why do I do not specify the file name is because I want all the files to be removed. Okay. Now, if I want a particular file to be removed, so what will I write over here? LPRM-P1 John ABC.txt. So what it will do, it will remove the file ABC from the printer 1, which is submitted by the user John. So both the options are correct. If you want all the files to be removed, you will use this command. But if you want a single file belonging to a particular user on a particular printer, you just have to specify the file name over here. Okay. Then next is, if I want to remove all the jobs in the spool Q1, that means if I want to delete all the files which are submitted to the printer number 1, what do I do is lprm-p1 all. What does this mean? It will remove all the files which are given for printing on the printer number 1. Okay. Next, if I want to remove all the jobs in all the spool queue, that means if I want to remove all the jobs given to all the printers in the network, what do I do is lprm-a all. So what this will do is, it will not see which printer it is, it will not see which file it is, it will straight away remove all the files, and it will stop printing of all the files which are there on all the printers over the network. Okay, is this clear, all the lprm commands? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So next we start with another command, and the last command, that is lp stat. Now what does lp stat stands for? It is line printer status. Okay. So it tells me the status information about a printer. Therefore, the command is called as lp stat. So line printer, which is nothing but going to do the printing work. So it will tell me the status. So the stat is used for status. So why this command is used? It displays the status information about the current classes or the jobs and the printers. Okay. So if I have two printers connected, and if I want to see only the status information, not other information, like who is the owner, I don't want to see. What time did it give, I don't want to see. What date did it submitted, I don't want to see. I also don't want to see how many pages are there, how many size are there, what is the size of the file, but I just want to see the status of the file, whether it is printing, pending, or deleted, or it is in process of printing. If I want to see this four information, I have a separate command called as lp stat. So by using this command, I can know the status of a particular printer which is printing the documents. Okay. So LP stat will list the jobs queued by the current user. So whatever user has given the command of whatever files to be printed, it will give the display, or it will give you the information about the status of all those files which are submitted by that user to the system for printing. But previously, what was happening, you could have executed this command separately, like how we execute these commands by writing into the shell. I could have also executed this command. But later, from version 9 of your Linux, what is happening? The lp stat command has become a part of CUPS. What is this CUPS? It is nothing but Common Unix Printing System. Okay. So previously I could execute it separately by writing just the LP stat and the name of the printer. As soon as I press enter, it will give me entire details of all the jobs of that particular printer. But now this command has become the part of this printing system, which is called as Common Unix Printing System. So if I want to check any status, what I have to do is I have to install this CUPS before I use this command. Okay, so how do you install it? With the help of a command prompt. You can always go to the Google directly, type and install. But if you want to do it through the command prompt, you have to write a command to install. Okay. So how do you install it? First, as I have told you, before you install anything, it is better to update so that you get the updated version. So first we update it, that is sudo apt get update. So by writing this command, what will happen? The entire apt, that is entire packaging tool, gets updated. Whatever applications are there, all the applications are updated. And then you are installing sudo apt get install CUPS. Now you can execute both these commands separately. That is, first execute only sudo apt get update, let everything get updated. And then again you write a new command, sudo apt get install CUPS. Both of these commands will be doing same work. Or if you want to combine both the commands, that is, if you want that update and install both should happen at the same time, you can combine both this by using two ampersand. That is by using two and. So what it is doing, this is updating as well as it is installing the CUPS. Okay, why? Because this lp status command has now become the part of this CUPS. So you cannot execute it directly by writing the command lp stat. To execute this or to know the status, you have to first install the CUP. Okay, so this command will install the cups on your system. So once it is installed, you will get to see this page like this onto your system after it has been installed. And when you double click on that cups, you will get to see this interface. Okay, so you have cups for user, cups for administrator, and cups for developer. That is, if you want some users to execute LP stat, you have to select this. If you want admins to execute LP stat command, you are supposed to use this part. And if you want developers to execute the LP stat command, you are supposed to use this option. Okay, so this is a one way. But before that, as I said before, it was a part of the cups, you could have executed directly LP stat. Okay, so now when I execute LP stat, I can make use of different commands, or sorry, different options. What are those options? Let us see. What is this command doing? It is displaying me the printer status information. So when I say LP stat -t, what it will display? It will display all the printer information. So if I have multiple printers attached, so if I want to know the information about all the multiple printers, I will make use of the option called as -t. If I make use of LP stat -p, I display all the installed printer. That means it will just give me the name of the installed printer and no extra information about the printer. It will just give me the name. Okay, Inkjet 64 is installed. Then laser printer 386 is installed. So I'll just get the names of the printer. When I use it with the option -a, what do I get? It will display only those printers that are currently accepting the print request, which means many a times you may have 5 printers attached to the system, but out of which if you want only 2 of them to accept the request, remaining 3 are idle. So if you want to know that which are the printers that are accepting the request, you can know that information by using the option A with the LP stat command. So what will that tell you? It will not give the name of all the 5 printers, but only those 2 printers which are ready to accept the printing of any particular document. Okay. And when I say LP stat -d, what is this going to do? It will display which printer is currently the default printer. Okay, that means if I have only one system attached, or sorry, only one printer attached, and if I make it as a default printer, so any document which is given for printing by any of the system, by default, that particular default printer will only print the document. So if I want to know that which is a default printer, so I can know that by using the command LP stat -d. Okay, so these are the commands that can be used with your LP stat, but this was possible before the version of your 9. Now, if you want to execute all those commands, or if you want to see the status of any printer, you have to make use of these cups. So now when I use these cups, I have to have a user login for using this user part, or I should be a part of an administrator to use this part. Second option is either if you are not a normal user, what you can do is you can ask an administrator to execute a super user command or a switch user command and make a normal user as an admin, and then you can execute the administrator part also. Okay, so if you are a user, you might have certain restrictions as compared to administrator, but if you want to see all these administrative part, you can always ask the administrator to convert you into the super user or give you as a right of super user, and then you can observe all these commands which are there inside the admin part of the panel. Okay, so with this we complete with the last part of your chapter 3. So what we have seen in this is how you share the document from client to server and server to client by using a network file system. What are the commands to be executed at server part? What are the commands to be executed at client part? How do you check the connection of both the client and server? Second, we saw how do you mount and unmount the files if you want an access to any particular file if it is shared on the network. Third, we have seen how do we do the printing on the Linux by using certain commands. Okay, so we have different options for printing, and what are the components or what are the parts of the printer for using the printer into your Linux operating system. Okay, any doubts or any part of the syllabus which is left?
Ma'am, LPC command is left.
LPC.
Yes.
Okay. Any other thing? Wait, let me check the syllabus also. You also check the syllabus by that time? LPC command, okay. Apart from that, nothing is left. Anything else? Have you all seen the syllabus or you're going through it? So I think apart from LPC, everything is covered. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I will do that in the next lecture. Have you seen the marks of both the quizzes which were uploaded yesterday? Do you
Yes,
have
ma'am.
any doubts with those commands? Okay. Any doubts with those commands? Oh, sorry, with those marks?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So if everyone's marks are correct for with respect to your 1B quiz and the quiz number 2.
Yes,
Those who
yes,
had
ma'am.
submitted late, I guess those for them the marks had not displayed yesterday. Yes or correct? No. Who all had submitted late? Let me just call out their names. So for them, I will just read out the marks here only. Jainam, Jainam, you were there,
Yes,
correct?
ma'am. Yes.
Jainam has, wait a minute. Jainam has got 12. Sonu had submitted late, 15. And Rutuja has submitted late, 13. Correct? Now, when you give the test next time, see to it that you write your enrollment numbers completely. Yeah? Many of you have just given the number 18145 like that. I don't want the numbers like this. I want complete FCOG 18145. And if you fail to give this, I will straight away make your marks as 0. Any other doubts for with respect to quiz, whatever has been taken so far?
Ma'am, I have a doubt. Ma'am, yesterday, question number 7,
Huh.
it was a user needs access to the companies of Linux. What must be done so that she can access the system with the user ID DB? Ma'am, I wrote user
Huh.
add DB and password DB, and by mistakenly,
Huh.
group DB got selected. Means
So
all
by
three
mistake
answers
you
were
did mistake.
selected. So
But
two were
no, you
right.
have only two answers. Huh. Only two are right. User add and password add. Group add is not correct.
Yeah, no, that I know that group ad is not correct, but marks were not given for that.
Huh.
So right ones also.
But then you click that by mistake. No. So that is
Yes.
considered to be wrong only now.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
I will
Thank you.
discuss the answers for quiz 2.
Yes,
Which
ma'am.
installer requires admin privileges to download any application? System installer. Okay, so if it is system installer, you require admin. If it is user, you don't require. Then which command is used to display the operating system name? It is uname command. Then which command is used to display the Unix version? It is uname with option R. Okay. Then which command is used to upgrade currently installed packages? It is sudo apt get upgrade. Then which command can be used to delete a group from the Linux user? It is group delete, that is DEL, first option, group DEL. Then what access rights are required for /etc/shadow? Now since shadow is in a restricted format, so even if it is given to the user, it will be only available in the read form. So it was an option only with R. The remaining two options were just to confuse you. RW, that is read write R. Since it has W, that is write, none of you apart from admin will have a right to change into the shadow file. Okay. Then the seventh one, new user called as Debbie needs to access the company's Linux system. Okay. What must be done so that she can access the system with user ID Debbie? So she wants to access the system with user ID. So first I have to create a user with a name called as Debbie, that is user at Debbie. And we should also give the password of Debbie so that the system can be accessed. So user at Debbie and password Debbie. Then which command and options are used to delete a user account and a home directory? It is user delete with an option R. Then the command is used to change the ownership. Which command is used? It is chown command. Then select the hidden files which are copied for a particular user into his home directory. It is the logout file and the profile file. Then the command which is used to check the user in a group. It is a cat command. So what is cat going to do? It will display the list, or it will open the file and display everything which is there inside that file. Which option is used with a password to disable the account? So with a password, I make use of -L. Okay. So this were the answers for your quiz 2. Clear? So now next next Tuesday, that is 1st September, we will have quiz on chapter 3, half part of the quiz. Okay. So I will share the PPT today. Next Tuesday, that is 1st September, we'll have quiz on the 3rd chapter. Okay. And on Monday, we'll start 4th lesson. Is it clear? I'll upload this PPT and the video lecture also. Okay. Let me take the attendance. Meet.
Yes, ma'am.
Nikunj. Chris.
Yes, ma'am.
Yash. Shivam. Darshil.
Present, ma'am.
Paris.
Present.
Harsh.
Present, ma'am.
Parva.
Present, ma'am.
Atharva.
Present, ma'am.
Sakshi.
Present, ma'am.
Palak.
Present, ma'am.
Shobh. Omkar.
Present, ma'am.
Tejasvi.
Present, ma'am.
Om.
Present, ma'am.
Amol.
Yes, ma'am. Present.
Amol, did you give test yesterday? Amol,
No, ma'am.
why?
Ma'am, I was not active on phone. That's why.
But you should have told, no, those who don't give the test at that time, they get a permission to give later on the same day. How should I come to know? I have to keep check on you whether Amol is there or not.
Yes, ma'am. Next time I will do.
Abdul, now we have lost that marks, no? Jeet,
Yes, ma'am. Present.
Yash,
Present, ma'am.
Yash, Rushank, Smith,
Present, ma'am.
Atharva,
Present, ma'am.
Yash,
Present, ma'am.
Anuj. Yash Nallaude present. Anuj, Mustafa,
Present, ma'am.
Shweta,
Present, ma'am.
Krupa,
Present, ma'am.
Krish,
Present, ma'am.
Dhruv,
Present, ma'am.
Darshan, Bhavik, Tejas,
Present, ma'am.
Jenny,
Present, ma'am.
Jainam, Jay.
Present, ma'am.
Jainam, you were there. Where are you now? Vaishnavi, is she there? Soham,
Present, ma'am.
Kulashri,
Present, ma'am.
Jalpriya,
Present, ma'am.
Jaivik,
Present, ma'am.
Huzefa,
Present, ma'am.
Sonu,
Present, ma'am.
Parth,
Present, ma'am.
Jayesh,
Present, ma'am.
Aditya,
Ma'am, present.
Umesh,
Present, ma'am.
Keyush, Nisha,
Present, ma'am.
Jui,
Present, ma'am.
Aditi,
Present, ma'am.
Pranjali, Aditya, Pranjali and Aditya, Nirav and Ali,
Present, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, present.
Nishtha, Danish,
Present, ma'am.
Shreyas, Ramesh,
Present, ma'am.
Jay,
Present, ma'am.
Vivek,
Present, ma'am.
Present.
Prathamesh,
Present, ma'am.
Gurkirat,
Present, ma'am. Present, ma'am.
हाँ, ऋतुजा,
Present, ma'am.
नेहल,
Present, ma'am.
वीरल, मयूर,
Present, ma'am.
साक्षी, शुभम,
Present, ma'am.
यश,
Present, ma'am.
निकुंज,
Present, ma'am.
साक्षी, संस्कार, सिद्धेश, किरण,
Present, ma'am.
Present, ma'am.
ओके, शिवम, okay, you all can leave.
Ma'am. Hello.
Yes,
Ma'am, Krish here. Ma'am, I wanted to say that quiz 1B, I had updated in the Google Docs my new marks from the old marks. That was the old marks was 10 and the new marks was 11. And when I
new
saw
marks
the
there,
11, I had updated it.
7,
but when- 11. One
11, okay,
But when I saw in that the file which you sent yesterday, it wasn't updated there.
just a minute. Krish, no?
Yes.
Krish, okay, yes. Anybody else?
Yes, ma'am.
Ah,
Ma'am, question number
who?
10, I have selected bash logout and
Name, I want your name.
ma'am, Rituja Surte.
Just a minute. Rutuja. Yes. In
Ma'am,
which question?
10, ma'am. Question number 10.
Ah,
I have selected bash logout. It's right and bash login is wrong. So I didn't get any of marks.
that is quiz number 2, no?
No, ma'am. Question number 10.
Quiz number 2, no. I am talking about 1B quiz.
Yeah, ma'am.
Ah. Those who don't have doubt can leave.
मैम हेलो
Just a minute. एक मिनट रुको. वन बी में अभी किसको डाउट है?
No, ma'am.
हाँ. None of you have doubt in 1B, right? हाँ, अभी बोलो ऋतुजा किधर?
Ma'am, question number 10. Select the hidden files copied into the user home directory.
So if you have written both, you will get marks. If either of one is correct, 0. Because you have both the files.
Okay.
हाँ. Anybody else?
मॅम
हाँ.
मॅम मीच बोलतोय. काल मी प्रेझेंट होतो लेक्चरला, पण मी क्विज हे नाही दिली, एक्झाम नाही दिली.
मग कशाला नाही दिली?
मॅम नेटवर्क इश्यू होता. मी तुम्हाला टाकलेलं, पण मेसेज केलेला ग्रुपवर. माझा नेट काल बंद होता दिवसभर.
अच्छा, तो अभी आज दे दो. बट देयर इज नो यूज. अभी सबको मार्क्स तो मैंने आज डिस्कस कर लिया. आंसर्स तो मैंने डिस्कस कर लिए.
यस मैम.
ठीक है, दे के रखो. बट आई विल टॉक टू सर. इफ मार्क्स काउंट होंगे तो होंगे, नहीं तो फिर नहीं होंगे. ठीक है, क्विज दे के रखो.
ठीक है, चलेगा.
ओके. Okay, anybody else? Krish, I have updated.
Yes, ma'am. You updated. I just saw
Okay.
you were presenting it, so I saw it.
Okay. Done. Sonu, Gurkirat, any doubt? You can leave if you don't have the doubt.
ओके मैम, लीव हो मी मग.
हेलो मैम.
हाँ. Yes.
मैम वन बी का मार्क्स मेरा 8 दिया है. मैंने 15 आया था मेरे को.
मैं जब इतने देर से पूछ रही थी तभी क्यों नहीं बोले?
मैम नेटवर्क इशू था, हो ही नहीं रहा था.
कैसे 15?
15 था.
एक मिनट, लेट मी सी योर फॉर्म. 2 मिनट रुको. वन बी.
हाँ मैम, कल वाला.
कल वाला 2 है.
हाँ 2 बराबर. सॉरी मैम.
तो आपने कुछ इधर उधर तो नहीं देखा ना मार्क्स? मेरे को कंफ्यूज किया ना सोनू.
नहीं मैम, बराबर था.
रुको मेरे को देखने
मैंने
दो।
शायद गलत देख दिया, सॉरी मैम। 1B का आंसर मैंने हाँ बराबर, 1B का 80 था मेरा।
हाँ अभी मैं देखूं कि नहीं देखूं?
देखो देखो मैम, 2 का देखो ना।
उन्होंने 2 दिया है, अभी किया है कि नहीं? कभी दिया? कल?
कल कल ही दिया मैंने।
दिखाई नहीं रहा इधर। अच्छा पीछे से दिया ना?
हाँ हाँ, मतलब लास्ट में दिया,
तो मैंने
लास्ट
पीछे
मिनट
से
में।
पढ़े। हाँ वही, अभी पीछे से मैंने मार्क्स पढ़े ना। क्विज 2 का गूगल शीट डाउनलोड नहीं किया, 1 मिनट रुको। आपका वो लिस्ट में नाम नहीं आया रहेगा क्योंकि आपने पीछे से दिया, तो मैंने लिस्ट पहले ही बना के भेज दी थी। अभी सबका एक बार हो जाएगा, फिर मैं वापस वो अपलोड करूंगी।
हाँ ओके मैम, ओके।
हाँ सोनू 15/15 है,
हाँ हाँ
दिख रहा है ना?
हाँ हाँ मैम, हाँ।
हाँ ठीक है, ओके लीव।
ओके मैम, थैंक यू मैम।